because at that point I had been on, prednisone, a couple prescriptions worth of prednisone, and prednisone worked great. When I got off of prednisone, I didn't feel so great. But I also knew that I did not want to be on prednisone for a very long period of time. It's a pretty harsh drug and has lots of side effects. So I knew, I'm like, I got to figure out a way to not need prednisone. I would say methotrexate for me probably gave me 10-15% improvement. Like I would say I felt, I feel a little bit better. I think it works. But 2 months in, I feel like, well, at this point, I should be feeling better than this. I feel like if I'm going to commit to taking this drug, I should get better benefits than what I had. I didn't feel like it was enough. But once I started Paddison, and even the first 2 days of the juice cleanse, like it was like noticeable. Like all of a sudden within the first week, like 50% better, which the drugs had never given me. It was really that quick. And so, God, when you get results like that, it's easy to stay determined and stay committed, because I'm like, something's working here. I have to stick with this. So I did. I stuck with that. I continued on the methotrexate for a few more months. What happened, which of course doctors do not recommend this, but my mother actually passed away, and I had to get on a plane and fly to the funeral. I had completely forgotten to pack the drugs. Because, it's a totally different state of mind, was gone for 2 weeks, didn't have them, didn't even notice. And even traveling, I stayed mostly on my diet. So came back, so had 2 weeks of missed methotrexate. And then because I was kind of out of sorts still, out of routine, then 3 weeks went by, 4 weeks went by, 5 weeks, no methotrexate. And I hadn't thought about it. It just kind of by accident. And all of a sudden I went, holy crap. Because I thought, oh my gosh, am I going to die? You're not supposed to go off those drugs really quickly. And I realized I have been improving the entire time without the methotrexate. So I called the doctor and the rheumatologist and told her, I said, here's what happened. Told her the story. And she says, then don't take it, because it's clearly not helping you. But I have other drugs for you. I can give you Plaquenil. I can give you all this stuff. And I said, but I'm telling you, I feel better, with just diet changes. And she's like, well, that's not going to last. You're going to, I don't know what's happening, but you're not going to have long-term results. You better really rethink this. And if you're going to go on this path, you'll be back, let me know when you feel bad. And yeah, exactly. So I said, okay. I have not talked to her since. It's been since 2018. We're kind of trained to believe that something that comes out of the pharmacy, out of a little bottle, is magic. And it's going to make all the difference, right? It's going to cure everything. It's going to be all, and it's like, even if it gives you some relief or some benefit, there's always more that you can do to complement it. Yep. And I think that people just don't seem to wrap their head around it. We put too much faith and too much emphasis on the little pill. And which is probably, it probably did start me in the right, and certainly like the prednisone too. That really did give me some relief. Like I responded very well to the prednisone. So that was actually, almost a godsend too, because it just gave me some relief, where you could just kind of rest and just kind of, oh, thank God, the pain is actually gone. But the payoff of that, I knew I didn't want that long term. I didn't want to have to depend on that little pill in particular, because there's so many side effects and it's so detrimental to your health. And I knew that. So I said, I got to find something else that I can, supplement this and make this better. So at least at a minimum, my goal at the time, I thought, if I can at least not have to take prednisone, maybe once or twice a year, like that was kind of my goal. And now I realize, like, I am never going to need that stuff again. Like I can control this in a way that I will not need that, and that's just such a relief. My health is only improving as, time goes on. My most recent blood work, my numbers have like virtually never been better. Like the doctor said to me, she's like, I don't know what you're doing, just keep on doing it, because everything looks spectacular, including some of the stuff that if you really dive into whole food, plant-based and vegan, there's a lot of talk about some of the minerals or vitamins that you get low in. So I said, hey, is there any real, talk about this? Like vitamin B, you might be really low in vitamin B if you're vegan for a long time, and or vitamin D and all this stuff. So she tested all of it and she says, your ranges are spectacular. Don't even worry about it right now. She's like, we'll check it next year or in 2 years, but right now, keep doing what you're doing. It's all good.
And so